Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Virtual Comedy Show. This is Brad Tassell. I'm Steve Goodie. Brad is actually not here. He's somewhere else. So he mailed in his cold open, and here it is.
We are live, and as you can see, we are doing Steve's favorite thing. I'm not here. I'm here, but I'm not there, right?
Oh.
Well, of course, I'm not there. We're all in different theirs, aren't we? I'm saying at this exact time, I am here and you're there, but I'm also somewhere else. I'm not here now, but your now is different than my now, which is when I'm not there now, but also not here either. I'm not here either, which makes me wonder, is any of us really anywhere? I mean, really? I think we can only know one thing for sure. Somebody on this ship has some really good pot.
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online, and though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian
Pete Wolonek,
plus funny songs from
Shoebox of Worm Quartet,
and a patty melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Oh my God, look who just ran in.
I ran in. I'm
Oh my
live,
God.
everybody. I've now ruined
Here.
Steve's night. So I taped that. Steve and I actually got on last night at 10:15 p.m.
Oh, we got on.
We got it on, baby. And I was still on the ship, and we recorded the whole show. And then I got on a very early flight this morning. I lucked out, and I got home, so I could do the rest of this live. But I thought that little piece was cute, so I wanted to actually have it go on. And welcome everybody to the Virtual Comedy Show. I am Brad Tassell, along with every nerd's favorite sex symbol, Steve Goodie. Everybody. And our patron saint of door knocking, Saint Patti Vasquez. Everybody. Saint door knocking. She's here. So, and along with our stars, we have a show to be envied. Our best comedy buddy, Pete Wolonek, is here.
Yes.
With a background and not the fact that he needs a storage container. That's fantastic. So it's a lovely background. And of course, we have the effervescent. Tim, are you effervescent? The
He's
effervescent
very-
Tim, Worm Quartet of a bunch of other stuff. Chris, to everybody. So that's kind of nice. Isn't that exciting?
Very exciting,
Oh,
especially if you know that his name is Shoebox of Worm Quartet.
Shoebox of Worm Quartet. Okay, so I missed the shoebox and went with the Worm Quartet. So I just finished up 5 full sea days from Cabo San Lucas to Seattle, everybody.
Wow.
Because I guess there's nowhere up the entire coast of California where a ship can stop. It was horror. Oh my God. And man, I haven't been that kind of rocking in a long time. Not since the wife and I met.
Not since yesterday when you and I got it on.
Yeah, when we got it on, baby, at 10:15 p.m. But now, this was a 15-day cruise, with some people had been on the ship 6 days before that, coming from Europe. From Malaga, Spain to Miami, through the Panama Canal, Cabo, up to Seattle. They'd been on that many days. These were seasoned and ripe cruisers. The average age on this ship was, has someone checked on grandma? And man, they love sea days. I want to get off the ship, but man, they love sea days. I have never seen so much knitting, dominoes, and Viagra aftermath in my life.
Wait, Janice.
What's somebody talking about? What was it? I'm telling you, these folks. Did somebody want to say something? We felt like somebody did. These folks get up at 5 a.m. They go find a table on the Lido deck and they sit there through 2 meals, 3 noshes, while they organize their little rubber ducks, which then they hide all over the ship. And I thought finding one in my oatmeal was a little intrusive. So I checked my underwear, and that was bad. The ones I was wearing, the underwear I was wearing, and then I walked by an old woman who winked and went quack. That was nice.
Oh my.
Anyway, but let me just say they are lovely people. I never want to diminish it. That they're lovely people, they're a lovely audience. This is what they do basically for a living. And my shows were really well attended, unless they were after 10 p.m. And then it was sleep city. But my explicit, dirty 11 a.m. breakfast show was a huge hit. And now let's hope that these jokes will be a hit, at least funny enough to do right now. And you're lucky because there's not a lot of them. Here we go. And one cough out of the way. Trump's physician reported he's in excellent health. They were citing the fact that he wins a lot of his own golf tournaments as evidence. That was the evidence that Trump is in excellent health. They also said he has amazing physical self-control because he only poops his own pants. That's the only just his. What self-control that man has. All right. And now in the we played a game, Steve and I, during this part of the show. Steve, should we play the same game?
If I could remember what it was, I would give you an answer. Let's assume yes. Oops. The game's called Steve Drops His
Guitar. No, it was, did my wife like these jokes?
Oh, right.
Each joke. So now, the one I just did about Trump and pooping those pants, how many people, even though none of you actually know my wife really, did she like that joke?
No.
She did not like that joke.
And why?
Not as much because of the poop in the pants. She does not want to hear the word Trump, see Trump. She just doesn't want it, any of it. Okay, here it is. Joke number 2. KFC will now manufacture fried chicken toothpaste after their April Fool's Day joke went viral. Who's going to buy that? I tell you.
Not me.
The company decided to produce the toothpaste, and it sold out instantly at $13 a tube, and it will contain the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices. Isn't that amazing?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Now, this toothpaste will go perfectly with last year's viral prank, biscuit and gravy enemas.
Oh,
Okay, let's take a vote. Did my wife like that joke?
no!
All right, you are 100%. All right, next one. This is my favorite joke. Those two, I also didn't like them, but I had to write something. 49-year-old Melanie Barrett has become the first blind woman to swim the English Channel. Everybody, that's pretty amazing.
Okay.
She was aided by her husband, who was in a kayak just ahead of her, the whole time yelling, "Marco! Marco!" How's it going? Did my wife like that joke?
Yes.
Yes, she did.
Yes, because she likes ableist jokes.
That's an ableist joke?
It is.
Wow, you got really crappy there all of a sudden.
I'm just kidding.
I thought it was cute. You know how many ways you could have gone with that and been mean?
Yep.
Okay.
It was cute.
And well, what he did do, she has some sort of thing, a bone sound thing that they used. Okay, anyway. So thanks for screwing that up, Steve. Making us all feel bad. Next up,
It's what I do.
Prada. Prada, you're all wearing the Prada, I guess. Prada will acquire fashion brand Versace for $1.4 billion.
Wow.
That's right. They will get the name, the designs, and 47 men who remind you of Stanley Tucci. I knew that was going to be a joke for just 2 or 3 people. Did my wife know that joke? Like it?
No.
No.
I like that joke.
She doesn't know who Stanley Tucci is, doesn't wear Prada, hasn't seen The Devil Wears Prada. Like 80% of the people in this show. All right. Man, I've got a thing in my throat. Okay. This is my This is not my second favorite joke, but I like this one. Coachella 2025 was plagued with problems as attendees spent up to 12 hours in their cars waiting to get to campgrounds. There were few toilets, food costs were astronomical, and the temperatures were very high, causing dehydration and sickness. Yet, a third of the ticket holders were fine because Trump announced that that was his plan all along. All he's got to do is say that that's what he wanted, and they love it. So did my wife like that joke?
No, she did not.
No, did not because of what I said. Okay. Now, this is a crapshoot. It could be. A mystery object fell from the sky, damaging an auto shop in New Jersey. Some are saying it came from outer space, while others said, maybe you pay up on time from now on.
I don't know if she liked it, but I did.
I know. Well, she didn't like it because she doesn't know anything about the mob, doesn't know anything about South.
I was going to say no.
Has never met Carla.
What are you, a comedian? You some kind of clown?
What you come? What am I funny to you? Like I'm a clown?
I would hate for something to fall out of the sky.
I would hate for something to come through the roof of your auto shop from space. This is my second favorite joke. Lorne Michaels will produce a British version of Saturday Night Live starting in 2026. It will be exactly like the American version with famous musical guests, top British comedians, and people saying every cast after they were in high school sucks.
That's about right.
That's about right. Did my wife like it though?
No.
No, because she did not ever watch. She watches Saturday Night Live some, but never. She didn't even have it TV when she was growing up. They had 3 channels till she was in college, and then so she didn't know what Get Smart was. Didn't even know. Had never used chopsticks till she met me.
Wow.
Now she's good at it. All right. Next up, the orange imbecile bragged about using his tanking of the stock market to insider trade to make billions of dollars, along with his buddies and Republican congresspeople. Trump was bragging about making billions. He later said, "Put down that knife" to Martha Stewart.
Hey.
No, she did not like that joke.
Did not. Well, she didn't hate it, though. Liked the concept. Thought it was mildly funny. Just never wants to hear the word Trump.
Mildly funny. Hey.
Mildly funny. That's
a big day.
Hey, that's what a marriage is built on right there. Okay, one more, and then we have the joke of the week, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Which I'm gonna tell you right up front. Steve enjoyed.
I did.
Which
Looking
is
forward
rare.
to it. Yeah.
Cadbury has unveiled the world's largest cream egg that stands more than 3 feet tall.
Whoa.
The Cadbury cream egg is a classic, we all know, that comes out only during Easter every year. The egg will be on display in Birmingham, England until April 27th, or until Jesus struggles his way out.
No, she did not like that joke.
Did not like that joke.
Now, she would have liked it if you'd said eats his way out.
That's what I said. I should have said eats his way out. Although Jesus doesn't have much of a sweet tooth. I don't know if you all knew that.
Yeah, he's more savory.
He's more savory. He is. All right, here it is, the joke of the week. I found a premise. I hated it, so I wrote my own joke. And the good part about this, it's a Halloween joke. So next year in Edinburgh, when things are rough, we can use this as we're wandering the streets.
Yes.
Here we go. What is a ghost's favorite pie?
What is a ghost's favorite pie?
Banana scream.
Yeah. Brad Tassell, everybody.
Hey!
Brad Tassell.
Wow.
This is not Brad Tassell.
This is what I
that's
get.
Brad Tassell right over there.
I
Good
give
job, man.
everything. I get nothing for bad.
You are everywhere. That's the thing.
I'm everywhere. I was on
I know. Booberry.
Booberry.
I've been through 3 times.
Booberry.
Yay. Bob Berry.
All right. Yay. All right. Guess what? It's time. It's time for stuff.
Do the thing.
I'm about to. But before I do this top 10 list, first of all, I want to say thank you to Worm Quartet for being here. Hey, Sulu, whose house we invaded a week ago. And our pal, Great Luke Ski is on with us right now. Hi, Luke.
Yeah, hey, Luke.
And of course, Chuck and Kevin and Liz who are there. So great to have you all here. And so nice to be back. And before I do this top 10 list, sometimes my top 10 lists get a little gross. That's usually when they're about food. But tonight it's getting gross because it's about taxes. So I have to do this first.
No taxes. Oof.
I know. Well, that's fun. What the hell happened here?
Hey,
It's gross.
this is going to get pretty gross.
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, top 10 time. All right. Yes. Tomorrow's tax day. In case you don't know that, I'm here to depress you or make you panic or both. So tonight's top 10 category, oh my God, as if torn from the headlines, is top 10 things it turns out you can't deduct or depreciate on your taxes. Try though you might. There are some things you just can't deduct or depreciate on your taxes, and these are the top 10. Number 10, mildewed shower curtain. Can't do it. Can't do it. Number 9, shower curtain without mildew.
Ooh, okay.
Still can't. You can't do that. Number 8, mildew in the shape of a shower curtain.
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, that's gross.
Don't even try. Not worth it. Number 7, pillow and pillowcase that have turned gray and yellow and off gray and mildew colored.
Some mildew thing here.
Don't bother. Number 6, kidney stones. You can't deduct those. That'd be crazy. Number 5, my original 1955 recording of Alan Sherman singing "Don't Buy the Liverwurst" on wax cylinder. Why would you want to deduct that? You should hang on to that. It doesn't matter. Number 4, caked grass clippings from under the lawnmower. Learn from me. You cannot deduct those. Number 3, caked cat bits from under the lawnmower.
Oh. Oh.
Number 2, my long gone youthful enthusiasm. And the number 1 thing it turns out you can't deduct or depreciate on your taxes, the time I wasted writing this top 10 list.
I would think you do that.
You could, if you were driving someplace, you could deduct the mileage.
That's true. That makes sense.
That makes sense. So,
By the way,
although
speaking
you-
of driving, I'm going to be driving up the coast of California following your route on the boat starting
that's
on
good. That's good.
April
It's gonna
23rd. This is going to be great.
Just as wavy.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of just as wavy, where's Patty? Patty.
I'm sure that made sense to
I
somebody.
found her. Is she here? She is. There she is.
Hi, Patty.
Hi. Oh, you got bangs. That's fun. Your hair's out. You're
Wavy.
It's a little.
It's nice.
All right. Anyway, hi. I can
Hey.
do
Hi.
Hi.
I'm not gonna do my set. I'm just gonna be crazy about my bangs. Is that okay? Mike?
Yeah. Be crazy about whatever you want to. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Sure.
start
Let's
yourself.
go.
Let's
bang crazy.
do this if I can find the button.
Is Patty crazy?
Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Patty's not sure, Patty's not From lunatics winning their local races to major league wackos with orange faces to obnoxious a-holes taking handicap spaces. If she's losing her mind, that's fair. She's Patti Vasquez.
Am I crazy?
Yes, you're crazy.
Yeah, no, for sure. You guys, it hasn't even been 2 weeks since Signalgate. I mean, are we? That's how much happens so quickly. I don't understand. Look, when I was in college, my freshman year, I didn't know what I wanted to major in, so I took a bunch of mostly liberal arts classes. I took history and English, and I took economics. And I had a TA who, and by the way, if you've ever taken economics, they usually separate it into macro and micro, which I never even understood. Like, is it small macaroni, and what's macro about it? And it's called butter, and I don't know why there's guns and butter. Like, do you use the butter to lubricate the guns? I don't know why there's guns and butter and supply and demand and all these things. And I had a TA who was on this dry erase board and was like writing all these things, and like I seriously, I had to bite the insides of my cheeks to keep myself awake through these lectures. Like, it was just so boring, and I didn't get it. And I remember one day he stood back, 40 minutes of scribbling on the board, and he goes, "You know what? None of this makes any sense. Forget everything I just wrote." I was like, but I take very specific notes. I was writing everything down, and like that had already been processed. Like that was it. And I kind of feel like that's what's happening with our economy and tariffs and all the things.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I got a D in that class, and I will trace it back to the day of never mind. None of this makes any sense. And that's why I got a D. And I used to feel bad about that. And I don't know if I've done this here before. I used to feel bad about getting that D. It's the only D I've ever gotten in my life, except for Foundry. No one should have Foundry, and you should definitely deserve a D. Everyone should get a D because no one deserves to be there. And just like automatic D for everybody. Like, who wants to work at a 7,000 degree furnace pouring molten metal into a. Oddly, though, I'm talking about trades classes. I had to take wood shop, machine shop, electric shop, and a foundry. It's easy to forget because I hated it. So I'm gonna come back to the shop classes in a second because I used to feel bad about getting a D in economics, and then I remember years ago, Alan Greenspan during the recession in 2008 said that he couldn't explain what had happened because they thought they had everything figured out, but what he couldn't account for was human greed. And that's why the economy was broken. And I was like, hey, I might have gotten a D. At least I didn't break the economy.
Yeah.
And we learned friggin' nothing from that. We learned nothing from the housing bubble, from bailing out the banks, bailing out the auto industry. We constantly give money to the uber wealthy. And basically, when he halted the tariffs, he didn't even usually we did it through policy. Here he did it through Truth Social. Come on. What in the freaking frack is happening, you guys? So then now I've seen this so if you're not following me on Facebook, it's really quite fun on the Patti Vasquez show page because we've doubled our numbers of followers, mostly because we have people who are trying to find that space, but also MAGA are the worst winners I've ever seen in my life. They're the sorest winners. They're angry on my page every single day. I don't get how the economy works. Trump wasn't making fun of a disabled reporter because that's come back out again where everyone's like, I knew he was terrible then. And anyway, the arguments. So I posted a couple things I posted, but one was about how there are almost 500,000 manufacturing jobs that are unfilled in this country. And they estimate that by 2030, we will have almost 2 million unfilled manufacturing jobs. That's just right now. That's without everything else. And then someone posted, we don't need China. We can make chips and shoes ourselves. No, we can't.
Yeah, we can't.
I'm sorry. I have a 21-year-old son who he will sleep until 4 p.m. when he's home for the weekend. He's like, look, and if that was what we needed to do, and if he look, and I these are not jobs that are beneath anybody. It's just we shipped those off when Reagan was president because we didn't want to support the unions. So people that have fair wages and safe workspaces. Did you not see Norma Ray? Am I crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy because I'm just saying we're screwed. Australia will now be supplying over $1 billion of worth of beef to China because they've canceled all the contracts with farmers and ranchers here. And also, it's all you guys. And a lot of it is going to be the people who voted for this. All of them thinking, well, it's going to hurt somebody else. And the fact, just before we go, the fact that the president of El Salvador came to the White House. We're talking about how they won't return him. And he said he's not going to smuggle a terrorist back to the country. And, Trump is like, well, guess we can't do anything. You guys, they suspended human rights protections in El Salvador for 3 years. It's a police state. This is who we're bringing to the White House to go, hey, can we have that guy back? No, you can't. Yeah. Cause I don't know if he's alive. I'm just saying I'm crazy, but it's not my fault. Thank you, everybody.
Patti Vasquez.
Here's my thing. Why don't they just let him out and he'll fly home? I don't know. Just it's
because they're saying he's a terrorist. So now they're using that as cover as to why he has to stay in prison.
But what? They have no reason or proof, obviously, to say that. They just
they had no reason or proof.
Yeah, I know.
To send him. Yeah,
true.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's fantastic. And you Foundry, I wanted that. I would have taken that.
Oh my God, it was the worst thing ever to be 15 years old, literally pounding sand, Brad.
Man,
because
hey, I was 15. I was pounding some sand. Let me tell you. I don't want to.
It's these bins of this silt, right? It's like dirt, sand quality stuff that you have to you have to make sure that there aren't clumps in it. So you have to make sure it's extremely fine to put it in the mold to pour the molten metal, so you don't have any defects in the. Why are you making me live this? Well, I meant
I'd be making swords. Oh my god! Well,
yeah, but you'd have even less eyebrows than you do now.
Yeah, I know.
It was horrible. It was, and having the middle of your day, like third period in the morning, you're just like drenching in sweat from shoveling and pounding sand.
Stop! You're turning me on.
Again, this sounds fantastic to me. That's the difference. That's the difference.
That would have been helpful. I'm just saying.
I guess between men and women, sometimes there are differences, because that sounds like a great class to me.
Anybody? All the guys. Does that sound great to you?
No, it does not.
See? There you go.
Really?
Brett. Just
Anybody
you.
else?
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Oh, well.
Nope.
And by the way, and my eyebrows, they're also white. That's what's good too.
Very good.
As a class, not as
Mine
a
are black, oddly. You can see that my hair is not black. I have black eyebrows.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway.
Everyone, show your eyebrows.
You guys should all be proud that you have 2 eyebrows.
Yes, we do.
The
You're
eyebrows
right,
are the only thing that gray on me.
Mine aren't as black as they used to be.
Boy, we sure tackle the tough subjects here.
I had a trumper. I had a trumper on the ship last night, talking to me and a dancer. I don't know why, a singer, and he started spouting off about how Pelosi, of course, is the worst with the money, with the stocks, right? And I said, what? I didn't say anything. And then he tells me, he goes, you know what it is with the housing market? Here's the problem with that, is that in Canada especially, what happens, the casinos, they go in and they launder the money through the casinos, and they get that, and then they buy houses. I said, okay, you just told me the plot of the Ozarks, the television show. I said, what are you? I said, this is meaningless, and it has nothing to do with houses. You watch. Somebody told that to you. It's the plot of Ozark. That's not what happens.
Yeah. But by the way, before we on Pelosi, if anyone bothers you about that, they run the MAGA has all the branches of the government. So why aren't they held up penis pics of Hunter Biden, and they're not going after Pelosi for the alleged millions because they're making money. They can't do that. Yeah,
I know. Well,
anyway,
we're all moving to Steve's apartment in Edinburgh.
Yes. Yes. I'm up to 26 bunk beds.
26. We get 90 days, 90 days, 90 days, 90 days. Then we have to go to a different.
Do you have a tenant right now?
I don't. It's sitting there empty.
Really?
But come summer, 26 people, 1 bathroom. I don't see a problem.
After
2
Fringe
bedrooms.
Fest, let me know if you have availability in September.
I do have availability. Sure. Yeah, we'll talk.
I might
The only
rent.
time he doesn't is August. I think
Right.
that's the only time he doesn't have.
I'll
Maybe October.
I'll come during the downtime.
All right.
Yay.
Somebody get rid of Patty.
I'm getting ready, Patty. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you,
Stop talking,
Patty.
Patty. All right, bye.
And then I will. He's at the bottom.
There he is. There he is. Oh my God. Here he comes. There he is. And he's going to unmute himself any second now.
There he is.
It's Shoebox of Worm Quartet.
I love the headroom. I love we see no neck and a lot of headroom. That's fantastic.
Well, that's
He's going to
I'm
stand
gonna,
up.
I'm gonna stand up, and that's.
Oh, you're going to stand up. Well, standing up often helps.
He's very exciting.
I have most of my screen right now it has something telling me I need to unmute my microphone, which is weird because I am in fact unmuted. That's fun. I know.
Now
I
you've
hear
done
me
it.
too.
Thank you for joining us, Shoebox of Worm Quartet. I'm going to play an intro, then you're going to do a song, which may be several tiny songs. I don't know what you're going to do. Then I got to answer it somehow with a song, and then you'll do another one. Here we go.
It's our musical guest, Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest.
Shoebox of Worm Quartet.
Hi. All right, so for this to work, I do have to take my headphones off because I have the sound coming through that thing, and I need that to happen. So, so I can't hear you anymore. If I remember correctly, you said I'm supposed to do 11 songs. So,
I wanna pie. Beat out of the heads of my foes. Beat out of the guts of my foes. Beat out of the hearts of my foes. But if you're all out, I'll take apple.
all right, thanks. Here's a song about communication.
Please stop stabbing me, I don't like it. Please stop stabbing me now.
All right, thanks. So here's a song about sex.
Let's have sex on a pile of stuff, a pile of stuff, a pile of stuff. Let's have sex on a pile of stuff, cause I don't wanna clean.
All right, thanks. So here's a song about nutrition.
It's okay to want to eat Jason Bateman. Everybody wants to eat Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman is food. Jason Bateman is food.
All right, thanks. So here's a song about winning.
Smell my nipple, win a prize, win a prize, win a prize. Smell my nipple, win a prize for you.
All right, thanks. So here's a song about over-the-top romantic gestures.
1, 2, 3.
I'd pull cobras from the sky just to make you a cobra milkshake. I'd pull cobras from the sky just to make you a cobra milkshake. I'd pull cobras from the sky just to make you a cobra milkshake. I'd pull cobras from the sky. All right, thanks. So here's a song about testicular designations.
Do your balls have names? Yes. Why? Because I named my balls.
Because you named your balls. All right, thanks. So here's a song about state governments.
Everyone's the princess of Ohio.
Even at Nice, especially at Nice. All right, thanks. So here's a song about education.
Nobody likes school face because his face is a school. Nobody likes school face because his face is a school.
For more information about school face, please consult Library Face.
I don't know.
All right, thanks. So this is a song about pet care.
Yak aquarium, I got me a yak aquarium. Yak aquarium, I got me a yak aquarium.
All right, thanks. So here's a song about condiments. There are human teeth in the mayonnaise. There are human teeth in the mayonnaise. Please pass me literally any other freaking thing. There are human teeth in the mayonnaise. All right, thanks.
That's so gross.
Oh my goodness.
Great thing about Worm Quartet, I never know when he's done. One of the great things about Worm Quartet. There's a lot of great things about Worm Quartet, as I think we all know. One of my favorite things about Worm Quartet is that when he's on this show and he does that, I could play anything. One way or the other, it would follow that. So here's a new one from my new album. Oh yes, it's my new album entitled The Artist Eventually Known as Somebody You've Heard of. Guys, remember the song Life is a Highway? Of course you do. My wife and I have been going strong, barely a fight, what could go wrong? But then last night she said, hey babe, have you ever thought about a three-way? I was stunned, I was shocked, felt my face turn red. You're reading my mind is what I shouldn't have said. Then she clapped her hands, and through the front door came a dude I'd never seen before. Confusion must have been written all over my face. Cause she said, baby, there's so much more, just wait. Come on in everybody, my wife's into five ways. And I was excited, but this feels wrong. If I'd had it my way, we'd have invited some girls along. Women, not girls, grown women. I know this story is quite cliche. Careful what you wish for, especially these days. I love my wife, but I wish I'd known about the crazy apps on her phone. Non-monogamy's what she's all about. Got a lot to learn, lots of ins and outs. What's right or wrong? Who's to say with so much ding-dong in one vajayjay? I bet I am. Yeah, she stuck me in the corner with the video camera. My wife's in a five-way, and I'm going blind watching on my phone. Forward, backwards, and sideways. They're all riding her all night long. And yes, I named my balls. All right. Another song from Shoebox of Worm Quartet.
I'm unmuted again. Yes, unmuted? Okay.
Yes, you're good.
Excellent.
You're
Cool.
good.
All right. I'm going to do the headphone thing again because of reasons already stated. And
Guitar.
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 when I was a boy, our Nintendo was carved from an old apple tree. And we used garden hose to connect it to our steam-powered color TV. But it still beat that ancient Atari, and I nearly went blind, don't you know? Playing Breakout and Pong on a video game hooked up to the radio. And we walked 20 miles to the schoolhouse, barefoot and uphill both ways, through blizzards in summer and winter. Back in the good old days, back when Fortran was not even Fortran, and the PC was only a toy. And we did our computing by gaslight when I was a boy. When I was a boy, all our networks were for hauling in fish from the sea. Our baud rate was 8 bits an hour, and our IP address was 3. And you kids that complain that your data connection's too slow, better knock off your pigeon. Cause when I was a boy, every packet was delivered by carrier pigeon. And we walked 20 miles to the schoolhouse, barefoot and uphill both ways, through blizzards in summer and winter. Back in the good old days, back when Fortran was not even 2Tran, and the mainframe was only a toy. And we did our computing by torchlight when I was a boy. I was a boy, our IT shop built relational tables from wood. And we wrapped our data in oilcloth to preserve it the best that we could. And we carried our bits in a bucket, and our mainframe weighed 900 tons. And we programmed in ones and in zeros, and sometimes we ran out of ones. And we walked 20 miles to the schoolhouse, barefoot and uphill both ways, through blizzards in summer and winter. Back in the good old days, back when Fortran was not even 1Tran, and the abacus only a toy. And we did our computing by gaslight, we did our computing by torchlight, we did our computing in primordial darkness when I was a boy. Great.
Yes, indeed.
Amazing. And it brought back a lot of memories.
It did.
I did, I don't know about you guys, freshman year in college, I took computer programming. It was Fortran, but on punch cards. Punch cards.
Yes, we had punch cards too.
Yep.
And if that song had gone on any longer, we would have been down to -2Tran. Hey.
Punch cards.
Punch cards.
Where
That
we
was
were-
amazing, Shoebox.
That was actually a cover. That song was originally done by Frank Hayes. He gave me permission to do that. So that.
Oh, awesome.
Still awesome.
So where do people get your stuff?
That'd be wormquartet.com, weirdly.
That is weird.
Right there.
What?
It's on Bandcamp. It's available, and you can order it from stores and stuff. It's on
Do you mean when I go
records.
online and type in nipplefreeamerica.com, it's not going to get me anything?
I'm not sure where that will get. Let's find out.
I can go to Kohl's.
Now, is
stores,
Nipple
go to
Free
stores.
America where you can get free nipples, or is it where we set the nipples free?
There's only one way to find out, Luke.
That's a lot of viruses. Wow.
Let's just say a lot of nipples.
Just because I ask questions doesn't mean I recommend doing what I'm asking.
Let's not. Let's Fortran that and see how it works.
Yeah.
So.
Thank
All
you,
right, let's
Shoebox.
hear it
That
for
was
him,
tremendous.
everybody. Yay!
That's so great.
I can't find him. Can you find? There he is.
It doesn't matter because first we're doing this. Hey, you can't stop me. La 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 la.
Steve's juggling.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's juggling. Hey, I'm trying. Let's see how many balls he drops today.
Okay. This
I
is
refuse to leave for
spectacular.
juggling.
Da, 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 da. Dee, 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 ba, dee, ba, dee, bop, 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 ba, dee, dee, doo, bop, bop.
Well, that was better than we expected.
Okay.
Now, professional show.
Now for a headliner. A
Pete.
headliner of note.
I
A
found
headliner
him.
with jokes.
There he is. There he is. Hey,
There he is.
Pete, everybody. That's a hell of a head of hair you got, buddy.
Thank
There
you.
you
I
go.
bought it myself.
You got a beautiful, beautiful head of hair. Look at that sticking. It's a very, very pompadour-y, kind of that beautiful.
He's a Pompadourian from way back.
Nice. The gray on the sides is really cool. It looks great.
Got it
By the
all.
way, I had a quick question. Patti Vasquez, she has children, right?
Yes.
Yes.
She does. Okay, so it's not a bad thing when she got a D in some cases, right?
Ah.
I think she left.
Somebody explain that to Brad.
Oh, good Lord.
But Patty's not here to defend herself, so I
Save the brilliant jokes for your set, Pete.
Yeah, play the intro and then.
Okay,
and then
here's I'm gonna play the
Patty.
intro. You're gonna give us 10 minutes of awesome stand-up, then we'll tell you how great you are. Here we go.
It's time for a big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Monday.
Dean Wallach.
Yeah, by the way, Steve, my balls dropped when I was 13. Just wanted to add that there.
At midnight on New Year's Eve, I bet.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So anyways, last name is Wallach. Translated, it sucks. Constantly butchered. My parents were immigrants with the ethnic pride going on. Wouldn't change Wallach to something American like Sanchez. And you know what? In today's political climate, I'm really scared to death to have a foreign last name. I got nightmares. I get this nightmare that somebody from ICE will see my name and then put my name on a deportation list. You know, I'm going to be one of those guys in the news like this.
Oh.
Like Frozen.
Gone.
Yes.
Sorry, didn't have a lot of room to move around. But anyway, I tried to have fun with it, though. A lady at the bank looked at my name on the screen, asked, "How do you pronounce that?" I said, "Pete." Yeah, she laughed, and then she laughed a few seconds later when she saw my bank balance. So, by the way, I got my ancestry DNA results the other day. I'm part Ukrainian, Russian, Polish, Belarusian, Moldovan, Lithuanian, Latvian, Estonian, Slovak, Czech, Slovenian, Croatian. I had an ancestor who knocked up anything that moved. Yeah, like Slavic Nick Cannon. And it's amazing how they find all that stuff out. They sent me the little plastic tube. I went Haktua, mailed it back. I'm 12 different kinds of white. That's a lot of privilege. Anybody want some? I can Venmo it to you. Well, since I'm Ukrainian and Russian and those countries are at war right now, that means every night I'm sleeping with the enemy. Yeah, I got to keep one eye open in case I try to invade myself. Yeah, I speak a little Ukrainian too, and that led to an incident the other day. I was on the phone with a Ukrainian-speaking friend of mine. Yuri, як маєте? Давай доп'ємо vodka. Yuri, how you doing? Let's go get a drink. This guy overhears me, says, "Hey, I didn't know you spoke Spanish." I told him until now I didn't know your mom smoked and drank when she was pregnant. And before that war started over there, I was actually thinking about going back to Ukraine and Russia to see where my parents grew up. But I did a little bit of research, a lot of alcoholism, poverty. They all have this weird accent. I already live in Kentucky. And here's something else. I didn't mean to step on the laugh. Sorry. There's so few and far between with my set.
I was just saying, I never have that problem.
But I actually did a little more research. Turns out Ukraine They're in the middle of a war. They're still promoting tourism. It's a war zone. How are they selling that? Ukraine, come for the culture, stay for the shrapnel. And Ukrainians are crazy anyways. They took the Chernobyl nuclear disaster site and they made a tourist attraction out of it, a tourist park. Still highly radioactive. They just play it off. Well, welcome to Chernobyl. It's like Disneyland. Where the 6-foot mouse is real. Yeah, his name is Mikhail Mouse. Do you guys remember the Total Recall movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. There's a character in both those movies with 3 boobs. In Chernobyl, that's a tour guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a dude.
Oh, nice.
I didn't say I'd hate to see those souvenir T-shirts. I went to Chernobyl and all I got was this lousy lump on my nut. Ukrainians and Russians are big drinking cultures, and I was pretty much exposed to that from birth. I was 7 before I finally found out that peppermint was also a flavor of gum and not just schnapps. And they say that if you grow up surrounded by drunks, you eventually become a drunk yourself. And unfortunately, that was the case with me. All the signs were there. I remember I was out drinking one night. I went to brush something off my face, and it was the floor. And there's this one other occasion I thought I was doing Jello shots out of somebody's cleavage, but it was actually 2 watermelons at the grocery store. And my friends, they would throw their kids' birthday parties at the time back at that occasion, and I would get their kids to blow into my car breathalyzer. I had to sell it like this. Hey kids, you want to play a fun little game? If your breath starts my car, you win $5. More fun than a bouncy house and a pony. Yeah, but I did get my drinking under control finally, and it's a good thing. The only time I drink now is when somebody else is paying for it.
Never.
Anybody? You want to Venmo me a couple of bucks? See, it's working. So there's that good news in my life. Also, some more good news. I hit a milestone. Finally making more money at comedy than I did selling plasma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until tonight.
I was making, yeah, really. Maybe not. Yeah, definitely not tonight. But I was making $75 a week selling plasma. So now, as a stand-up comic, I am making, 200 times 5 minus 3, $5 more a week.
Yeah.
You're rich.
Baby steps. Yeah. Anybody in the chat room here ever sell plasma?
Yep.
Yes.
A couple of people. Oh, the rest of you? Highfalutin crowd? Is that what it is? Bougie? We're not garbage people. We shop at Target.
That involves needles. Stay away.
But the first time I sold plasma, they gave me like a long questionnaire, like about 100 questions. And one of the questions I remember distinctly, have you ever accepted money in exchange for sex? I told them if I did, I wouldn't need to sell plasma. You're making way more money with the sex. At least $5 more. Plasma centers have by law are not allowed to say they buy plasma. They have this little workaround. They say they're paying you for your time, but you donate the plasma. And it's the only time in life that ever works. Yeah, I can't say. Well, officer, I was paying that woman for her time. Yeah, she donated the boom chicka wow wow. So, by the way, I live in Kentucky, and of course, I don't have an accent. That's because I'm originally from Michigan, and I had to get the hell out of Michigan. Things are going downhill fast in Michigan. They've got cities where the tap water's brown, some nut jobs plotted to kidnap the governor. Their tourism slogan is Pure Michigan. I think they're cutting it with fentanyl. I got out. I got out of Michigan. I moved south. Love living in the South. Very friendly down here. Like every other day, somebody's telling me I sure got a pretty mouth.
Oh.
So much. And there's one thing that Southern people do, though, when they find out where I'm from. They make this one assumption. Oh, you're from Michigan? You must be used to the cold weather. It's not true. It's like me saying, oh, you're from Mississippi? You must be used to illiteracy.
And inbreeding.
To be fair, 49th educationally, so it's not like I'm speaking out of school. Which in Mississippi is spelled with a K.
Yeah.
Some parts of Mississippi, 3 Ks. So. But there's one thing that bugs me about people from Michigan, because Michigan's got the 2 parts, the upper and the lower peninsula. The lower peninsula looks like a hand. I don't know how it's presenting online right now, but the thumb is usually on the right side. But people from Michigan, the lower peninsula, love showing you where they're from on the hand, and I hate that. It makes me crazy. Anytime somebody from Michigan does that, I want to pull down my pants and show them where I used to live in Florida.
I like your sideburns.
Thank you.
They look like Grandpa Munster from.
What does it look like?
Your skinnier face.
It makes my face look skinnier?
No, I said you look like Grandpa Munster from the Munsters. You have a
Al
skinnier
Lewis?
face.
Oh, good God.
Isn't that friendly?
Al Lewis with hair.
Yes.
Oh my word.
Super sexy.
That's the first time I've heard white trash Robert Downey Jr. Butthead from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Now Grandpa from the Munster. Which Munsters? The old one or the current one?
The old one.
The old one. Oh, God. Grandpa.
How about Buster Poindexter?
Hey.
Now that we're all talking.
Yeah.
He just died.
Yeah, he did, unfortunately. Yeah.
Hot.
His career is still hot, though.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways, I think my time is up now because my watch just went off. I have a countdown timer, but I have one more thing I want to say. Question, really. Do you think Cardi B will still be singing the WAP song after she goes through menopause? It's not going to be a lot of "wuh" with that WAP. More like a "dop." And that's my time, everybody.
Yeah, be one
fantastic.
Nice work, Pete.
Unfortunately, I can't stick around. I got to crash.
No, I know.
My
Tell
day
us
gig.
where you're going to be and then go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Next week, I'm going to be at Caravan Comedy Club featuring for Nathan Timmel. That's the 24th through the 26th. May 17th, I'm going to be headlining at Fort Wayne Comedy Club in Fort Wayne, Indiana. June 26th through the 28th, Battlers Knob Comedy Festival in Philippi, West Virginia. It's a brand new festival. And September 12th through the 13th, headlining at Crackpots Comedy Club in Massillon, Ohio. Go to my website, PeteWhat'sHisFace.com, and you can see all the dates.
Definitely. Fantastic.
Thank you, Pete.
All right, get rid of him so we can go to bed.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Pete.
Wow.
Bye.
Are you doing a thing?
I'm doing a thing. First, a commercial, because guess what's happening tomorrow?
It's Al, the Weird Tribute, and how Daniel Radcliffe got mixed up in this nonsense.
I'm Steve, and I like funny songs.
How come you're always such a fussy young man? Don't want no Captain Crunch, don't want no Raisin Bran.
I love Weird Al.
Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.
Everybody got that? You got it?
Yeah.
Zoom in. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Okay, now it's time for this.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason?
No reason at all. There's certainly no reason like promoting my new CD. It's got nothing to do with the fact that this song's on, which you can get at stevegoodie.com. What's that address again, Bob? Oh, right, stevegoodie.com. For all you techies, here's a little Sesame Street for you.
Hey, you know what's really, really annoying? The way every website asks for my cookie preferences. How about you assume me no want any cookies? That would be too simple. Me hate your cookies. Quit freaking asking me. Me reject all your cookies, though you ask me constantly. Screw all your cookies, evil corporate entity. All your cookies, invade my privacy. Hey, you know what? Me no want your performance cookies. And you know what else? Me no want your functional cookies. And guess what else? Me no want your targeting cookies. And you know why? Because we can't eat your stupid cookies. Plus you're taking all my private information. So, me hate your cookies. Quit freaking asking me. Me reject all your cookies, though you ask me constantly. Screw all your cookies, evil corporate entity. All your cookies can all suck it.
Okay. It's hard to do that song and not make a mess. All right. It's time to beg for money. Not mistaken.
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover or a 2-drink minimum, so what did you expect, Jack?
Let's admit it, folks. You need to go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click donate to the comedians. First of all, because I ran my butt off today to get here. My God, I was flying. We were taping, flying. I got in the morning. I fly all over the country, get here. Costs a lot of money to do that. So go to virtualcomedyshow.com and donate to the show. And also, we really are about to the point where we need to get Steve juggling lessons. We can bump that. You know what? Here's what's funny. Steve does the stuff he can't do here. Then once he learns it, we never see it again. He gets good at something, doesn't do it anymore. He's going to start to learn. I don't know what.
Because Bob's my manager.
Yeah, that's Bob's your manager. So, go to virtualcomedyshow.com and we'll get Pete a little hair color so he doesn't look like Al Lewis, I guess. I don't know. And we'll go out and we'll help Patty because Patty is crazy. She's super crazy. Okay, that's enough of that. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com, donate to the show, and let's do the literal worst joke we've ever had.
Worst joke of the week. Oops, shit. Okay.
Say a dirty word.
I did because I screwed this up. Hey, it's time for the worst joke of the week. Worst joke. Ah, this sucks. Okay, go ahead.
Wait, you don't have it?
I screwed up.
Oh,
Just
it's not even in there?
It's not in the list.
Oh, well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, first joke is almost as bad as what just happened. It's hard to get worse than that.
I was focusing on juggling lessons.
You know, the Jingo Network it keeps talking to me about still doing a show, and if we had our show there, because I think about Steve taking this show, cutting it down to 24 minutes, and then we'd have to cut it down and actually have things work. So anyway, but worst joke of the week, here it is, and it is, matter of fact, it doesn't even make any sense. 2 men were sentenced in the largest bird trafficking case in history. The men were captured after a cock or two talked.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, that was the virtual comedy show. We learned a lot of stuff we didn't need to know, like into the toilet America goes. That's what you get when you watch this show. Gonna be a long 4 years. We have a lot of fun at the virtual comedy show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch them decompose. Keep coming back to the virtual comedy show. We appreciate your support of the virtual comedy show. With a budget of nothing zero, we're a little less fancy than HBO. Still, every Monday is the virtual comedy show. See you Monday at the virtual comedy show. It's at www.virtualcomedyshow.com.